What are we doing now? Did you know? Today? You're today? See Gordon's school. Who? Gordon's school. Blew it completely away last night. Field house, all their equipment.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom! And welcome to today. Brought to you by Boss Shot Shells. Check them out at bosshotshells.com. Come see us. We will be at Squad Fest with Boss. Come by and say hi to us. That'll be middle of July. I think 17th, 18th, 19th weekend. Anyways, I'm Jeff Stanfield with the world famous Andy Shaver.
Happy to be here. May 26th. I keep calling May March in these episodes. I don't know what's gotten into me.
Well, let's don't
Today
do March
is
again.
May 26th, and we lost one of the pioneers of football today in 2019. He just died a couple years ago.
You gonna give me a hint, or am I gonna just randomly
one
guess?
of the OG, one of the originals. That when you think of like old school football, you're gonna think of this guy.
Mike Ditka, Dick
Close
Butkus,
in that same
Ray Nitschke.
close. You're getting there. Bart Starr.
Yeah,
I mean, just kind of one of the pioneers of football.
great quarterback.
Debatably.
Well, for that era,
For that era, yes.
I mean, I wouldn't want him sitting behind center today.
No, I've got like let me look here. His best season.
Was he a Notre Dame or Ohio State or Michigan guy or somebody?
Bama.
Bama. Okay, I knew it was one of the big ones.
Bama, yeah. So Bart Starr was born January 9th, 1934. He died May 26th, 2019. He played college football for the Crimson Tide. He was selected in the 17th round of the 1956 NFL Draft by the Green Bay Packers. He played 16 seasons until 1971. Starr is the only quarterback in NFL history to lead a team to 3 consecutive league championships. Can we call it that, though?
Well, it was the league, yeah. It was a league championship. It was not a Super Bowl.
I'm a Packer fan. I enjoy watching the Packers, but the 13 world titles is kind of bullshit.
Well, it's kind of like the New York Yankees winning the World Series. They got 500 of them. Do you want to count what they did before there was all the expansion teams and everything?
No, I just mean like
baseball was probably better back then than it is today.
Yes, they are world champions, but you had the AFL, the NFL, and it wasn't until the merger. Like you did, like I think 9 of their world championships were before the Super Bowl era.
With more than that, they haven't won 7 championships in the Super Bowl era.
I think they're 13. They claim to have 13 titles.
Okay, and
They
how
won
many
with
Super Bowls?
Rodgers. They won with Favre.
They won 2 with Bart Starr.
So 4. So 9.
So they've won 4 Super Bowls.
I think so.
Okay, they're a 4-time Super Bowl champion franchise.
But they're a 13-time
I understand where you're coming from. I'm not disagreeing with you.
should have an asterisk by it.
Okay, they're a 4-time Super Bowl champion franchise.
I think they're fudging the numbers a little bit.
But he won what he was supposed to win at.
True. So he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the Packer Hall of Fame, both in 1977. He went on to college. He did not start his freshman year, but he did play enough to earn a varsity letter. His high point of the season came in quarterback relief in the Orange Bowl when he completed 8 of 12 passes for 93 yards and a touchdown against Syracuse. Starr entered his sophomore season at Alabama, starting as quarterback, safety, and punter. His punting average was around 41 yards per kick, ranking him second in the nation behind Zeke Bretkowski.
Oh, Zeke. Well, he was something else. Zeke the leg.
Oh, you're not bullshitting me?
I'm bullshitting you.
Okay.
What the hell he is.
Alabama recorded a 6-2-3 record and lost in the Cotton Bowl to Rice by a score of 28-6. Starr completed 59 of 119 passes for 870 yards and 8 tutties his sophomore season.
Those were high school football numbers from the 70s.
Yeah, like not very
It was a
good.
different game back then. And he probably ran the ball a lot.
Probably.
Because I think he scored the touchdown on the Miracle on Ice or whatever. Not Miracle on Ice, the Frozen.
Tundra.
Yeah, what they call that, Frozen Gate or some shit. They had something they called it. I can't remember what it was.
It's a famous fan.
It is. I
I'm
can't remember
failing as a Packer fan. Anyway, May 1954, Starr eloped with Sherry Morton. The couple chose to keep their marriage a secret. College often revoked their scholarships of married athletes in the 50s, believing their focus should remain on their sport. Sherry remained in Jackson, Alabama, while Starr returned to the University of Alabama. That summer, Starr suffered a severe back injury during a hazing incident for his initiation into the A Club. He covered up the injury by fabricating a story that he hurt it while punting the football. He rarely played during his junior year due to the injury. The back injury would also disqualify him from military service and would occasionally bother him the rest of his military career. I am sure that is right. He went on, graduated, played his final years at Bama, and then he went to the NFL. 1961 was his first season as a full-time starting quarterback for the Packers, throwing over 2,400 yards, 16 touchdowns, and he led the Packers to an 11-3 record and a return to the NFL championship, this time against the New York Giants. Starr threw for 164 yards and 3 touchdowns in a 37-0 Packer victory. He would go on. They played in more NFL championships, and then they played in the first Super Bowl, the second Super Bowl, I think probably the third Super Bowl. No, who was the third?
The first one was Kansas City, and Green Bay.
And then it was, the second one was, the Raiders in Super Bowl II. Packers, Raiders. He was going to retire after the second Super Bowl. Lombardi left. They didn't have an heir apparent at quarterback, so he decided to stay. He played another 4 or 5 years. I think 71 he retired.
You said Favre.
What?
Did you say Favre?
Starr, I thought.
Okay, yeah. I thought you said Favre was next. Favre was a long way from Bart Starr.
No, I don't think I said anything about Favre.
Okay.
I said there wasn't an heir apparent. Lombardi retires after Super Bowl II. Starr comes back for a while. Yeah, it says right here, Starr threw for 15 touchdowns in 1968, leading the NFL once again in completion percentage, passer rating. Starr later on in his career,
the Ice Bowl.
The Ice Bowl is what
they
it was.
called that game. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Yes, the Ice Bowl.
Starr would eventually become Packers head coach, which he admitted that it's going to be hard to go from successful player to successful coach. He was given a 3-year contract,
and he lived up to that.
He led the Packers for 9 years. First 5 as his own general manager. His regular season record was disappointing, 52, 76, and 2. He was 1-1 in the playoffs.
Yeah, the Packers were terrible in the 70s.
Yeah.
After that Super Bowl run.
Starr was voted NFL Pro Bowl 4 times. He was voted NFL's most valuable player in 1966, and he was chosen as Super Bowl MVP in 66 and 67.
So Bart Starr.
Bart Starr passed away today. Now, a fellow that was born today, he's on the Mount Rushmore as greatest actors ever.
He was born today?
He was
What
born.
year?
He was born today. He was born on... where is she? 1907.
Oh, Jesus. 1907, one of the greatest. Wouldn't be Kirk Douglas.
Henry
all
Fonda.
of his.
I'll give you his name. How about that?
Okay.
Marion Robert Morrison.
Oh, my big boy John Wayne.
You knew his name was John Wayne. Okay, good job. John Wayne.
I've been to his hometown.
Glendale, California?
No, where he was born at in Iowa. Wintercrest, Iowa, I believe is where he was born. Winterset.
Winterset.
Yeah, we've been there 2 or 3 times.
Winterset. Yep. Wayne was Wayne's football coach, so he was a very good football player. Let's see here. He graduated from high school. He hoped to attend the U.S. Navy Academy. However, after the school rejected him, he accepted a full scholarship to play football at
Southern California, UCLA.
USC. Summer of 1926, Wayne's football coach found him a job as an assistant prompt man on the set of a movie directed by John Ford. Ford started using Wayne as an extra, and he eventually began to trust him with some larger roles. In 1930, Ford recommended Wayne for Fox's epic Western, The Big Trail. Wayne won the part, but the movie did poorly, and Fox let his contract lapse. During the next decade, Wayne worked tirelessly in countless low-budget Western films, sharpening his talents and developing a distinct persona for his cowboy character. Finally, his old mentor, John Ford, gave Wayne his big break, casting him in his brilliant 1939 Western
Texas.
Stagecoach.
Okay.
Wayne played the role of Ringo Kid.
I don't think I've ever seen Stagecoach.
Oh. Anyway, after Stagecoach, Wayne's career took off. Among dozens of Westerns he appeared in, many of them directed by Ford, were memorable classics like Tall in the Saddle, Red River, Fort Apache, She Wore a Yellow Ribbon, Rio Bravo, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. In all these films, the Duke, as he was known, embodied simple, perhaps simplistic cowboy values of decency, honesty, and integrity. By the late 1960s, some of Americans had tired of Wayne and his masculine, patriotic characters. Increasingly, Western movies were rejected. So we just kind of...
Yeah, Western movies, I'm not a big Western guy.
Kind of fell out of prominence. Let's see here. However, Wayne proved more adaptable than many expected. In his Oscar-winning role in True Grit, he began to escape the narrow confines of his own good guy image. In his final film, The Shootist, 1976, won over even his most severe critics. So he died of lung cancer later on.
Brannigan's a good movie with him, too.
Let's see here. He starred in over 80 films. No, excuse me. Over 80 Western films, over 20 war films. Do you know what his biggest box office success was? It is not a Western. I'll narrow it down for you.
Longest Day, maybe?
Longest Day, 500 million. Next was True Grit at 320 million. He won his only Oscar award for playing Rooster Cogburn. Then then it was The Alamo. Wayne directed and starred in that. Sands of Iwo Jima, Donovan's Reef, The Green Berets, and McClintock. Rio Bravo, Stagecoach, The Shootist. So, anyway,
Brannigan is one of my favorites that he's in.
North, not even on here.
Not North by Northwest. That was the other guy, the old guy. North to Alaska.
It's not on here.
He plays the logger guy that
I've not seen too many John Wayne movies.
I can tell. Some of his older Western movies I don't like. Some of his movies, the Rooster Cogburn, he plays great in both roles. True Grit.
And the second one?
And the Rooster Cogburn. Both good shows.
Yeah. Okay, for my event today, President Coolidge signs the Immigration Act of 1924. We are out of World War I. President Calvin Coolidge signs into law the Immigration Act, the most stringent U.S. immigration policy up to that time in the nation's history. This led to the Japanese, what do they call it?
Japanese internment camps?
No, they were pissed off at us. Boycott, I guess that would be. The law particularly angered Japan, which in 1907 had forged with the U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt a gentleman's agreement, which included more liberal immigration quotas for Japan. By 1924, strong U.S. agriculture and labor interests, particularly from China, which had already passed its own exclusionary laws against Japanese immigrants. Boy, that's ironic, seeing how California is now. They favored more restrictive legislation signed by Coolidge. The Japanese government viewed the American law as an insult and protested by declaring May 26 a national day of humiliation in Japan. The law fanned anti-American sentiment in Japan, inspiring a Japanese citizen to commit suicide outside the U.S. Embassy in Tokyo. Boy, he showed them, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So
we don't even know who he was.
Don't even know who he was, but he died.
Wingding Johnson.
He died
dead.
for the cause.
Yep.
Anyway, despite becoming known for such isolationist legislation, Coolidge also established the Statue of Liberty as a national monument in 1924. So that's all I got for May 26.
All right. Thank you very much. God bless y'all. Have a great day. Peace, my friends.
Watch for deer.